Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're gonna have ourselves a 1v1 on Semoskiy Winter. Yes, again, we're back to Semoskiy Winter. But like I said, I'm fine with it now. It's been enough time, and we have casted in other maps that I am okay with returning to Semoskiy Winter. Anyways, our heroes today are going to be Spanky, playing for the Germans, and his opponent, playing for the Soviets in the red, is going to be Captain Molo. So, yeah. That's about it. Now, we can say that right off the bat, we see Spanky selecting his doctrine, and that is the new one. That's what I wanted to say, called the Close Air Support Doctrine. Slightly, I guess you could say, controversial. A lot of people say it's OP, but, well, who knows? I suppose people need to get used to it, and then we can determine whether it is too much, it needs to be toned down. But if, you know, giving the ideal situations, yeah, you can do a lot of strafing runs, anti-tank strafing runs, and bombing strikes, like, consistently, with also reconnaissance pass. The last game that we saw it being used, it actually looked pretty impressive, considering that planes were just flying by, like, all around the map at every time. So, I mean, it definitely lived up to its name of close air support. Captain Molo, for his part, has also selected his doctrine, and that is the guard mortar coordination tactics. So it looks like both players actually have some type of strategy in mind, and they're not going to wait for any type of reaction to their opponent. Spanky has gone tier 1, like you would expect most German to do. 3 Grenadier squads into an MG42, so a little bit heavy there on those Grenadiers. You see a lot more often being 2 Grenadiers and then MG, but that's fine. I mean, nothing bad with that. So he prefers his combat troops, and then following it up as a 4th with the MG. Captain Molo, for his part, has only gotten 2 conscripts because he ended up building tier 1, and is getting himself a scout car from that. So a very fast scout car coming out for Captain Molo. We'll see if that comes into play. Also, let me open up this thing here because otherwise I can't move. There we go. And yeah, anyways, first engagement down in the southern fuel. We have conscripts, combat engineers duking it out with grenadiers that popped into the house, and another grenadier squad that took a loss as it moved across. The conscripts and combat engineers decide to disengage and just continue their movement onto the right side, while the grenadiers hide in the house for the meantime, just defending the area. Scout car now in the field, moves up on its own, engages the Grenadiers. Grenadiers are forced to back off a little bit. There's a 2nd Grenadier squad there for support, so they should be relatively safe. Grenadiers in the house, also very safe, considering that they, well, won't really suffer much to a lone scout car. If a scout car comes up with a flamethrower in it, however, that would be a different case. However, we now have a sniper on the field for Captain Molo, and unless I am completely misreading this, he is probably going to be putting that sniper inside the scout car. He backs off with his forces, decides not to go capping for now. A little bit of a weird decision there. He wants to wait until the sniper is near so it can provide support to his troops, I suppose. Sniper's still running down the field. I mean, if in the interest of time, he could have easily just sent his scout car there to help out, but it looks like he's instead just going to pop in his combat engineers with a flamethrower upgrade already, and they're going to go to town on the house. A little bit of a flame burst goes off, but the Grenadiers jump out of the house, and we see the scout car going straight for the MG42 on the right-hand side, getting a flank. MG42 going off, down to 2 men on that MG42 squad, forcing the retreat. Grenadiers in the middle of the ice, just taking some shots at the scout car. Combat engineers pop out, and will begin to throw flamethrower burst at them. Conscripts as well, they jump into the house to provide some fire support, and another conscript squad out of the open. A very nice engagement here for Captain Molo. He is definitely ahead in this engagement. He's not going to lose much. Combat engineers do take quite a bit of a beating, down to 1 man. Going to have to retreat and get him back out of there. However, we also now have a scout car on the field with a sniper inside, which will help him also clear out these Grenadiers in this house. Grenadiers decide to jump out of the house since it notices that it is a scout car. Not exactly sure if Spanky noticed that there was a sniper in it, but, well, he decides to get out of there nonetheless. Scout car on the right-hand side, still with a combat engineer with only 1 man. It is a very risky thing, even though they are inside the house. Keep in mind that, well, that scout car definitely didn't like the fences and just broke them all. Anyways, just keep in mind that men inside scout cars can still die. So even though they're garrisoned, they're still going to take splash damage and potentially die. So having a one-man squad is rather risky. Right-hand side, conscripts go for the cap. Conscripts in the house decide to jump out and continue to reinforce. And we now see that Spanky has responded, building tier 1 and getting himself his own scout car, which is most likely going to get immediately upgraded with the autocannon. Autocannon did receive a nerf in the recent patch, however it also got a reduction in cost, so I guess you could call it a rebalancing. Sniper in the center of the, well, not ocean, but the center of the lake. Taking some shots at distance, but it doesn't look like it's actually hitting anything just yet. 2 shots have gone off, but none have hit. Reason for that is because even though the snipers are, you know, standing still, the car itself is moving, which gives them a reduction in accuracy. Now the scout car is still, however, sniper takes a shot and nails one of the grenadiers as they approach, so he is in an excellent spot there. Combat engineer over here still at only 1 man. Scout car continues to back off, providing the sniper a mobile platform to keep on shooting. Oh, that was a nasty shot there. Was that a mine? I think that was a mine. Sniper manages to survive the explosion, however, pops out and runs away at 1 man. So Captain Molo gets a little bit lucky there. Scout car on the field, still just sitting around. The second scout car has moved up to the north with the combat engineer inside. However, with the German scout car right here, it looks like he is going to get cut off very quickly. Grenadiers and Pios moving over to the left-hand side or north. And in the center of the map, we still have an MG42 lingering around for Spanky while the conscript squad is capturing the center as it can. Conscripts over here, and the scout car moves up north, catches that scout car, eliminates it, and the combat engineer will go down without not even trying to put up a fight. Flamethrower ignites, and we now have a massive bonfire here. The combination of the flamethrower and the scout car just lighting up this point. Did manage to get the decap on that though, so that means that the fuel over here is not currently connected for Spanky. So I suppose there are always small victories here or there. MG42 in the center, getting flanked by 2 conscript squads, forced to retreat. Center of the map, we have a pack gun as well, which is moving into position. A little bit of a preemptive pack gun there for Spanky. There is nothing coming out yet for Captain Molo that would require those. But yeah, I mean, building one is rather standard, so not really a bad thing. Just won't see much use for now. Second sniper on the field for Captain Molo, so he now has a sniper pair. We'll see how effective he is with that. The already active sniper only managed to get 4 kills. We have a female squad and a male squad, so probably force them to be the same gender. I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, pack gun over here, backing off. Grenadiers just capping. Grenadiers capping all over the place. Scout car hiding a little bit behind that house, it looks like. And in the far north, Pios retreating back to base. Not much going on right now. The snipers just pushing across the ice. A little bit of a stutter there. Not sure what happened. Anyways, conscripts pushing into the center. And the Grenadier squad retreated after taking 2 shots from the snipers. That's why they're on the run. Spanky, utilizing his doctrinal abilities to turn his fuel into munitions. No longer has any fuel now to spend, so he is going to be relying on his Tier 1 and Tier 2. Throws a reconnaissance pass just to be able to get a look at what the enemy has. It's already gone past, but, well, it gives some vital information for every now and then. Guard squad on the field for Captain Molo, just inside the church, to both get vision of the area and will defend against potentially the scout car for Spanky. Spanky backs off with his troops into the middle of the frozen lake. A little bit of a risky move there. You could very easily lose squads and things into the ice, but it is a favorable position to cover the entire approach. Center map, Grenadiers at the same time getting their LMGs, giving them that Much necessary combat buff. And on the right-hand side, a Grenadier squad is going for the victory point. Victory point-wise, Spanky is sitting comfortably at 500, while Captain Molo has gone down to 420 points. MG42 getting caught by the snipers. 2 of them go down, forcing the retreat. And that is pretty much the MO that's going to happen because, well, German squads are for the most part, well, pretty much every squad is actually 4 men. I don't think there's anything else that has different numbers. Well, except the Ostruppen maybe. But yeah, I mean, 2 shots go off, they kill 2. If you don't retreat, then the next barrage is going to eliminate your squad. So that is a very difficult thing to have to deal with. And he is keeping them protected with his guards so that the scout car can't just simply go running them down, which is a very popular thing to do. Another reconnaissance pass coming down for Spanky. He gets to see all the troop movement around here, also sees the snipers as they pass. It is an ability you have to keep an eye on because it doesn't linger like the sight of it. It just, you know, happens. Conscripts, snipers, and guards pushing into the center. Volley goes off for the snipers on 1 Grenadier squad, forcing them away. Second shots go off on the second squad, and it forces them away as well. Scout car over here behind the lines, potentially just waiting to catch one of those snipers on the retreat. AT gun taking some shots at the troops as they approach. However, the snipers are setting themselves up in a position to shoot at them. And they don't actually have sight range, it looks like. There we go. Sniper shots going off. Pack gun now down to 2 men. Going to be forced to pick up and get out of there, and they do. Snipers push forward. Scout car down south. And we hear the MG42 opening up on something. Here we go. MG42 in the north opening up as conscripts, but the snipers are in the middle of the road, taking some shots at the MG42. The Pyos move right on top of the snipers, but they actually end up getting shot at themselves. Down to 1 man. Snipers take shots, but they miss the running man, and the MG42 as well packed up and left. More Grenadiers pushing forward, trying to get on top of the snipers. Snipers run away. One of them hits sprint, but gets annihilated by the Grins as he retreated. Second squad goes down to the LMG burst. Big mistake there by Captain Molo, keeping his snipers on the field. He should have retreated at that point, but, well, hindsight is 20/20. He wanted to try to keep them on the field because it is obviously the stronger situation. If he could keep them alive, he would win the engagement very easily. Now, however, the conscripts and guard combos are moving down in front of the base. Spanky is essentially pinned into his base. He did end up building a fuel cache up in the northern point just to have some type of fuel income, because he is, well, starving for fuel right now. Obviously, he's not building any additional tech, but he is getting more pack guns. I don't know why he's getting rich just yet. The situation doesn't call for a pack gun at this point, but I guess that's fine. Panzer Grenadiers are obviously not a, something he wants to be getting because of the snipers. And Panzer Grenadiers cost you and bleed you a lot of manpower, especially against double snipers. But a half-track, wouldn't be half bad, just to keep reinforcing his troops on the field and be able to push a little bit and mitigate the damage of the snipers. Still, second pack-on already on the field, so we'll see if that comes into play. Conscripts and guards just sitting around. We see Captain Molo now starting to float a lot of fuel and manpower, not exactly sure why. Conscripts retreating from the right-hand side. We have guards going for the fuel. Grenadiers engaging. MG42 jumping into the house. Nate goes into the house, does a little bit of damage to the squad inside, blows a hole in the roof, but doesn't really do much else besides that. Grenadiers over here engaging the guard squad as they can, but... Oh, nice rifle nade! Oh, nails the entire guard squad down to 1 man, forces the retreat, and is going to make it out of there because of its high health and armor, but yeah, that was quite a nasty shot there. Scout car still just moving around, has only gotten 2 kills in the entire game, and that is the ones that he got up in the north, and that's about it. Hasn't done much else, but it hasn't really needed to do much else. Pyos in the center capturing the point. Pack guns just moving back since they can't do much. Right there. Guard squad behind enemy lines manages to catch the scout car out of position and takes it out. However, the Grenadier squad at Veteran C3 will potentially take down this guard squad. Guard squad down to 2 men, forced to retreat. Grenadiers are unable to kill them. Is there anything in the way? There is a Pyos squad. But the Pios only have SMGs, and I don't think they're going to be able to kill off a guard squad, even on the run. Down to one man, they do manage to kill one, but that health amount is going to be enough to keep it alive. And the Pios try as much as they can, but they're not Panzer Grenadiers. They can't kill stuff on the move very quickly, and they get out of there alive. MG42 pops out of the house just to capture the point. We have Grenz on the right-hand side going for the victory points, and Spanky has been dropped to 427 points, but Molo is now down to 357. Up in the north, fuel point, conscripts going for the cap. There is a Grenadier squad going at them. Grenadiers do have LMGs, and it looks like they're... No, it looked like they wanted to throw a rifle nade, but they're not. More scout cars on the field for Captain Molo. He also is building something. What is it that he's building? He built something. Or, no, I think the combat engineer squad was being produced, maybe. Yeah, that's what probably happened. Okay. Scout car was ferrying a conscript squad, brings it into position to get the fight against the Grenz. AT gun, however, moves itself into position and kills the crew inside. The scout car is left alive, however. It gets abandoned, so Captain Molo might be able to recover that. Spanky will have to back off with his AT gun, and the conscripts over here decide to abandon the car and move up to the north to capture that point. It is a 3-man squad, although I think for vehicles only 2 men are required, so he could have picked it up there. Strafing run coming down on the conscripts, trying to catch those AT guns. Manages to execute them. Panzer Grenadiers now on the field for Spanky. Now that he eliminated the snipers, he really doesn't have much to worry in that front. And he's trying to execute the conscripts, but the conscripts are too numerous and too healthy, so they make it out alive at 5 men. Strafing run now coming back online, getting the cooldown off. And the scout car up in the north is still there, so Spanky might actually go for it, or he's just going to destroy it. We'll see what he decides to do here. 1,000 manpower and 300 fuel for Captain Molo. Again, I don't know what he's waiting for, what he's wanting to do. Still has a very low amount of forces. Continues to produce scout cars. But Spanky, well, I suppose he is kind of allowing him to do that because he is investing his fuel into his, well, munition abilities rather than getting, you know, higher tiers, maybe tier 4, you know. Or tier 3, I mean, and getting a Panzer IV or something like that, which would actually turn this fight in his favor very quickly. Even though there are 2 guard rifles on the field, if supported by Grenadiers, those guards are not going to do very much against a tank. But, well, I suppose it's not going to come into play, at least not for now. Conscripts on the right-hand side, still being ferried by a scout car. The scout car up in the north is still abandoned. Nobody has managed or even bothered to pick it up. Scout car trying to harass the Grenadiers with its flamethrower. Manages to execute the entire squad inside. That's unfortunate there for Spanky. Captain Molo retreats with his scout car. Very low in health, but very much alive. So all he needs to do is pop out those combat engineers and repair. However, he would be best advised to do it somewhere out of the way, maybe like around here. It's a bit cold, but it's Pios, Grenz just sitting around in the center trying to defend the position. Right hand side, scout car for Captain Molo is going to cap. And conscripts and guards continue to push onto the field. 1,200 manpower and 350 fuel for Captain Molo. So, I still don't know what he's trying to do. But I do know that the game would look a lot different if he was spending that those resources right now. Panzer Grenadier squad getting caught by the scout car with the flamethrower. Panzer Grenadiers will do a lot of damage to that scout car. Look at it go down in health. However, the Panzer Grenadiers do end up losing 2 of their men, cutting down their manpower by 50% essentially. Overdrive getting hit on the scout car. And the Panzer Grenadier squad gets annihilated. A nice pickup there for Captain Molo. Pops his combat engineers outside and is going to try to repair that scout car very quickly. So even though he has not been utilizing his resources effectively, he has been inflicting quite a significant amount of damage to Spanky. Guard rifle squad getting a rifle nade to the face, going to be going down. Too low amount of health, and the grenadiers are right in front of it. Even with the retreat, it's going to die. Although Spanky is moving his grenadiers, which no, yeah, they do. There you go. Yeah. On the move, you do get reduced accuracy, so it was possible for this guy to maybe get it out alive if, you know, if the dice went his way, but that's fine. There we go, finally spending his fuel, even though he still has 800 manpower that he could be spending into, you know, at the very least getting some more conscripts. Hell, fuel caches would also work in these points down south. But anyways, T-34-85 group is now on the field for Captain Molo. Spanky is now in a little bit of a tough spot. However, he does have 2 AT guns to combat this. However, well, the AT guns can only essentially stop them rather than go hunting for them. Anti-tank strafing run coming down right on top of the T-34s, but it only splashes on one of them and doesn't really hit much. Pack guns and everything just backing off, going away. Hell, if he, with this manpower, he could get more snipers. He could have replaced both his snipers already. That's 700 manpower. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Captain Molo, yeah, I mean, try to use your resources. I get the fact of, you know, saving the fuel because you're trying to wait for that Doctrine call-in and not going to be using that, but the manpower, there's just no excuse there. So T-34s and guards in the center, just trying to recapture points. Victory point-wise, 399 for Spanky, 312 for Captain Molo. So the spread is still less than 100, and looks like Captain Molo is stabilizing to be able to combat this. Tier 4 has gone down for Spanky, however. He's investing in that. And I'm assuming he's probably going to be going for a Panther. Reconnaissance overflight, passing on top of everything, just trying to get a sight of what's going on. He sees that the T-34s are in the center. Guard rifles, however, are there for support. Conscript squad inside this house is getting vision of the exit of the base for Spanky, and he sees the massive amounts of infantry coming out. MG-42 sets up behind them. Right-hand side, Pios is being used for capping, and up in the north, a combat engineer squad is currently retreating as it lost its scout car, trying to take out the cache over there. Another scout car on the field. The one over here did get picked up. Looks by Captain Molo. It's probably that one. T-34s push a little bit further forward, just covering the entire approach. And a Panther is now getting produced for Spanky. Spanky should be able to combat that quite nicely. And there we go. Snipers getting produced for Captain Molo. That's nice. That's okay. But, I mean, he could have had those out a long time ago. So that's what I'm saying. It's probably better to spend it. So, T-34s pushing forward, getting shot at in 2 angles by the pack guns. Pack guns very nicely positioned. This T-34 took quite a beating, down to about 25% health. Second T-34 is nearby to support. However, the Panther is getting produced. So if Molo does not repair it quickly, the Panther has a chance of going in for a little bit of a gank. Second T-34 85 squad, however, does get called in, or combat group, however you call it. And yeah, that means that Captain Molo now has 4 tanks on the field plus a scout car. His population cap is already up to 89, so he's probably not going to be able to produce much else. So once you actually get pop cap, like right now that you are at 97, then is when the manpower float can actually happen, because it's going to naturally happen unless you use squads. So Panther on the field. T-34s are splitting up. However, these T-34s are moving to the right-hand side. Going to try to engage against the Gurens. The pack gun is on the field. Going to take some shots at these T-34s. Nails one on the side armor. Going to nail the second one as it passes. So both of them taking a shot each from the pack gun, down to about 80% effectiveness. The Panther is moving up to the north. There is a scout car there that could get killed. It has a 3-man conscript squad, and the Panther is thirsty for blood. It wants to get a type of vehicle kill, even if it isn't a tank. T-34 over here does take a nasty, oh, that's a nasty shot there. Sorry, it takes a nasty Faust and gets its engine damage. However, it's still alive. We only have a single combat engineer on the field for Captain Molo, so he's going to have a tough time repairing these tanks. However, he does utilize the ability to repair and the sheer amount of munitions. I mean, he has 320 munitions, so he can use the abilities to repair those T-34s by themselves. And he does, so very nice. Grenadiers are going for the fuel. The Panther backing off, getting back into its own territory. So it looks like Spanky might be wanting to set up for a concentrated push, you know. So he's backing off, consolidating his forces, and just waiting to make his move. T-34s take a shot at the Grenadiers as they try to capture the point, pretty much annihilating them. This T-34 takes a nasty shot at, once again, in the frontal armor from the pack gun and is forced away. Snipers now on the field. We see one sniper right here, the second sniper coming back. Snipers will be able to deal with those pack guns very easily. We see another reconnaissance pass coming down by Spanky. He notices that all the armor is on the southern island. Pack gun set up, trying to stop these T-34s from approaching. Grens getting shot at from the snipers inside the house. Snipers are doing quite a number on these Grens. Gren down to the one man. Hits retreat. Can the snipers execute him? It looks like they're not. They're going to make it out alive. T-34s go for the pass on the pack gun. The pack gun gets flanked. Veteran C2, however, is still alive. T-34s now a little bit behind. We see a bombing strike going down right on top of the house. Cleans out those snipers. Very nice usage there from Spanky. The Panther pushes forward. The pack gun still at Veteran C3, still alive. Gets cleared out finally, and the T-34s are in hot pursuit of the Panther. The Panther is currently marked, and the T-34s are a little bit separated. All three T-34s now move in. Going to take some shots at the Panther. This T-34 is a little bit damaged, down behind the lines. T-34 takes a nasty shot there on the rear armor and goes, well, it doesn't go down. It loses its main weapons. Other T-34, however, does get annihilated, and the T-34s are back here, getting cleared out, and there's a pack gun set up in a nice angle there to cover this Panther. Panther only takes about half damage. T-34 crossing the river, very low in health. It's about 5% at most. And the guards are currently pinned down by the MG42. They will not be able to do much. And the T-34s back off. And now they push forward. No. Okay, yeah, they're just gonna stay around there. And T-34s push forward to try to take out the MG42. The MG42 will be going down. Panzer Grenadiers push forward, but they don't actually have any way of combating this. Pack gun is moving in to try to support. Panzer Grenadiers do throw a bundle late in the ice, trying to be a little bit cheeky there and destroy the ice under the T-34 and potentially sink it. And while it would seem unlikely that that would happen, the game would actually allow it. That little amount of water right there that you can see, the T-34 would actually drown in it and sink. Panther over here, just getting covered by the pack gun. Panzer Grenadiers push forward, reveal the T-34s. One gets annihilated by my pack gun, other one still alive. The other one over here is a little bit repaired because of its ability, but it needs combat engineers support to be able to fully get back into the fight. Conscripts push forward, trying to engage the Panzer Grenadiers. However, a strafing run is coming down here by by Spanky, on top of Captain Molo. There it goes. Manages to only pin down the combat engineers. Combat engineers, however, getting killed by the Panzer Grenadiers. Need to get out of there. They will not get out of there. I don't think so. And Captain Molo is... yeah, he does retreat, in fact. Very nice. Oh, Panzer Grenadier squad gets taken out for Spanky. That's unfortunate. Conscripts push forward, but two Gren squads moving on top of them. That's going to be enough for them to lose the fight. T-34 is back to full strength with its crew repairs, so it will be able to potentially hold the line. But Molo has taken a significant amount of damage here. He continues to do repairs on the T-34s. This T-34 managed to repair itself, so it's back to full strength. Should be able to, you know, join up with its other T-34 and still have the effectively one combat group, even though I think they're from separate groups themselves. Panther getting repaired for Spanky. Spanky managing to stay in this very nicely. Panzer Grenadier squads getting produced. Captain Molo once again up to 700 manpower. He is going to have to reinforce his squads, but again, I mean, with that amount of manpower, he could, once again, if he wanted to, go for the snipers, but he has been rather careless with his snipers and has lost 2 pairs of sniper, you know, twice now. So yeah, that's 4 snipers that he's lost in the game, so it's a lot of investment in manpower that, well, he maybe not be wanting to do. However, the combat group does cost, well, actually it doesn't show me here. I would have to turn. I forget exactly how much fuel it costs, so he needs a lot more fuel to be able to get it, so it's potentially a problem. Grants with LMGs in the center. We see Molo pushing up to the north, trying to go for the victory points. Victory points currently 320 for Spanky, 240 for Molo. The spread is starting to get to 100 in the favor of Spanky, so Molo is A little bit desperate here. He moves his conscripts to capture this point, and is moving more squads over there. He only has 3 conscript squads and a guard rifle squad on the field, while Spanky has been using his manpower and is now up to 2 Panzer Grenadiers, 3 Grens, and 2 pack guns. So that is what you can acquire if you continue to spend your resources. T-34 pushing into the center. The Panther moves in to engage, takes a shot, shoots back in return. T-34-85's not able to do much to the Panther. This T-34 is at about 60%. Pack gun covers the area here, and conscripts push forward. One of them is going to jump into the house. We see a strafing run coming down by Spanky. Going to try to catch the conscripts out in the open. Manages to pin one squad. The other conscript squad jumped into the house and is going to be able to clear out this pack gun if it doesn't run away. Nope, gets cleared out. So T-34s have an opening right now where they could potentially go for that Panther. There is one pack gun still left in effect. Where is it? It is down here in the south. So these T-34s really only have the Panther to worry about, so they should potentially push their push the advantage, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to do that. Oh, nasty anti-tank strafing run coming down on top of this. It actually targets the infantry and cleans out an entire squad. Gren's pushing forward, and they will be able to jump into the house, it looks like. No, they actually decide to stop there. Molo tries to go for the steal on the pack gun, but the rifle nade goes off and clears out the crew. Conscripts jump into the house. They'll stop those Grens there. T-34 is going for the Panther. The Panther still very healthy at about half health. These T-34s have taken quite a punishment. The pack gun moves down south and takes a shot at the T-34. Panther finishes it off, and the second T-34 is now left, but it looks like Molo decides that I'm losing too much. I only have 1 T-34 left and 2 conscripts, plus a guard squad, and that's going to do it for me. So yeah, nice, I suppose, to play for Spanky, but you can see here that clearly Molo, well, I mean, look, 1,300 and 174 fuel. I mean, yeah, I get the fuel powered because of his call-in, but 1,300 manpower, come on. You could be spending that in a lot more things, a lot more earlier, and he would have probably potentially won that. He could have done a lot better, but, well, regardless, good game for Spanky here. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.